A few weeks ago, I did a video unboxing my Wave 11 of McFARLANE's DC retro figures and was rather disappointed to see that I had in fact received the Platinum edition of Clock King, which, as you can see right here, is a black and white variant, when I really just wanted the standard coloured version for my collection. Well, obviously, I couldn't let this lie, and we now have the standard coloured version of Clock King. Now, before we get him opened up and reviewed, in this video I will take a moment to discuss the ridiculousness of these Platinum variants and also correct some misinformation I gave you in that last video. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and a couple of weeks after doing that video I obviously got myself the correct Clock King. Now, as you can see from the packaging, the outside of the package is exactly the same as the Platinum variant, bar the fact that we have the Platinum Edition sticker, and on the reverse these two are exactly the same. Now, this is interesting because in the case of Robin, we have the standard issue Robin here, as you can see, and on the back he is of course showing the standard Robin image. However, on the Platinum Edition Robin, which we have right here, there's your Platinum sticker, they have actually used a bespoke backing to the card back where it is showing the unmasked Robin, but for Clock King, he gets the exact same card back, and I have to assume that is also the case with the Platinum Black and White Alfred, which I do not actually own. Now, these Platinums are becoming a bit ridiculous. So when they first started doing the line, the first Platinum edition was a masked Joker, which was perfectly different from the standard Joker that made it worth getting. Next up, I believe, was the unmasked Robin. And then we got an unmasked Joker. These were all figures definitely worth getting a hold of. And then the Platinums kind of died out for a bit. And then a couple of waves back, they gave us the Lord Deathman figure. And for that, the Platinum was a glow-in-the-dark version. Wave 10, Alfred became a black and white version. And now here we are once again with another black and white version. Now, I don't really understand the thinking behind these Platinums, because in the case of the first few Platinums they gave us, these were very much in demand, and especially so in the case of the unmasked Robin, which now goes for as much as $300. McFarlane are leaving money on the table here. If they just produced these specialist figures as part of the regular line, it would be McFarlane making the money, but as it is, it's the scalpers who are cashing in. So I don't really understand this, but I'm not really impressed with the laziness behind the black and white versions. There is no additional benefit to these, so why they get a Platinum sticker, I do not know. But we are here to take a look at the Clock King. Now, just from looking at it in the package, I can already tell this is going to be one of the better figures McFarlane have done. Ironically, and again this is just my opinion, but the best figures in the line have all been the minor villains. You know, Egghead, Mr. Freeze, Bookworm, King Tut. And now, by the looks of things, Clock King are by far the best sculpted figures, and I don't know why they kind of dropped the ball on figures like the Riddler, who is really not impressive at all. Now, I will prolong the agony of me getting this opened up by a few seconds here and address an error I made in the last video. I said at the time, this is an excellent likeness to actor Walter Slezak, who played the Clock King, but upon looking at this here, this logo indicates this figure is based on the Batman '66 comic book and not the TV show. Characters that are based directly on the TV show do have the TV logo. So I'm assuming there was some issue with the rights to use the actor's likeness, so they're sort of bypassing that by doing this figure as part of the comic book line. Much was the case with the Batgirl figure, where Yvonne Craig's estate are not allowing her likeness to be used, so therefore they gave us the figure based on the comic book version, but as we all know, that is meant to be the Yvonne Craig Batgirl. This one, again, I've not read the comic book, but this is very much like actor Walter Slezak, but this tells us it's from the comic book. But anyway, let me try and get this damn thing opened up. Okay, that's interesting. In the past, these figures have all been sort of pegged down with that horrible sort of plasticky string stuff that you need to cut. This was an absolute pleasure to get taken out of the package. So, cast that to the side. Now here we have the Clock King, and first impressions are it is a really, really nice looking figure. And we've got some printing on the back of the cape here with, of course, the face of a clock. And it's one of these ones that's just kind of got this sort of wire inside there that kind of just clips into place, but it seems to work. It does have this sort of nice, almost Count Dracula-like extension to the collar, which looks good. In fact, let's just take a look at the figure. As always with these suited figures from McFARLANE, we are getting the sort of slightly rubbery texturing on the jacket, hard plastic elsewhere. Is showing his nice gut there. The printing on the clock faces is pretty good, and the hat is sculpted to the head, I believe, but that's not really that big of a deal. I'm assuming that all the suited figures are based on the same suit jacket. I'm just sort of looking over to my left here, and apparently no, these are actually bespoke to a Clock King, so that's quite nice. Now, once the cape goes on, I think this is a pretty good looking figure, if I'm being absolutely honest. I have got no complaints. Now, he didn't come with any accessories, just as well, because he has two sculpted clenched fists. And we even have what appears to be a painted on wristwatch, which is a nice touch, and a little, I guess that's the clip of his pocket watch. There's even a clock face painted on the tie. This is a pretty good figure, and I'm telling you, if they weren't allowed to use the likeness of Walter Slezak, they've done a pretty good job of not copying his face, because that looks pretty good to me, and at a figure at this price point you can't really beat that. So all in all, this is a great looking figure. Now, in terms of my display, I am kind of maxed out on the shelves I have, but I will be removing the Two-Face simply because he wasn't on the TV show, so it's not a character that I have any attachment to, and the Clock King will take his place. But this is a look at the full coloured version of Clock King, and when I say full coloured, I do like how the cape has a different colour to the inside has a different colour to the exterior, and it's actually a much nicer fabric they've used on this. The capes on Batman and Robin are a bit on the thin side. This is a vast improvement, and unlike Batman, it appears to have been cut pretty well. All in all, I am really impressed with this. Not impressed by the fact that I've paid twice to get the one figure I wanted, but I guess people like their platinum editions. So as you can see right here, Clock King fits in seamlessly with the rest of the minor villains, and I'm really not sure what possibly could come next. There are still some minor villains to get done, I guess Chief O'Hara. But aside from that, I think the line at this point now has to be coming to a close. There really are no more obvious characters to be made, although I'm quite sure they'll find some way of giving us yet another variant on Batman. But that was the Clock King. Whilst I can be critical at times, I am very happy with the figure itself, so please do let me know in the comments what you think of this Clock King figure. and what are your thoughts on the whole platinum business. But as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.